Our universe is filled with secrets and mysteries.
What?
Many questions to be answered. We find ourselves searching for those answers at the very fabric of science and society. And for the very first time, these worlds collide.
On my mark. Here we go.
This is Knowledge Talk.
Topics that contribute knowledge to the society. News, interviews with guests.
The show that said it all with your host, Tariq Al-Barwani. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Face it and talk it through on Knowledge Talk.
Check it out.
Every week here on the Nation Station Radio, Sultan of Oman, 90.4 FM.
Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon, and welcome to Knowledge Talks, a weekly entertainment and knowledge sharing program aired live specifically to share with you topics that contribute knowledge to the society. Every week, Knowledge Talks hosts and invites guests that are experts, professionals, and leaders from the field locally that bring wealth of knowledge to you. Knowledge Talks also highlights and promotes talents in the country that contribute knowledge and success to the nation. This program, ladies and gentlemen, is a weekly session that I will have with you every Tuesday at 5 p.m. I'm your host, Shaddad Al Musalmy, along with our studio engineer, DJ Ashabibi, for an hour bringing you free knowledge at your doorsteps on Oman Radio FM 90.4. Okay, stay tuned after this music break for today's interesting knowledge topic and a very interesting personality.
Radio Sultanate of Oman on your favorite radio station 90.4 FM.
Welcome back to Knowledge Talks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tariq Al Barwani, along with our studio engineer, with you here live today on Oman Radio FM 90.4. Now, what would it take to become a successful journalist and write for the newspapers in Oman? Well, my guest on Knowledge Talks radio program today, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the popular Omani English journalists, Mr. Shaddad Al Musalmy, a great man with a great personality. Shaddad Al Musalmy is presently working as the chief reporter in one of the most popular newspapers in Oman, the Muscat Daily. Shaddad has an experience of over 15 years and has been in the forefront of every latest socio-political events in the country and the region. Shaddad has interviewed several high-profile delegates, sportsmen, and celebrities as well. Shaddad believes in strictly objectivity in journalism and feels that Oman leads in media freedom with responsibility. Now, today's, ladies and gentlemen, Shaddad will be sharing with us on what is journalism, what it takes to become a journalist, the career, challenges, future, and all that you need to become a journalist, a successful journalist yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Shaddad. How are you doing today? First and foremost, thank you very, very much for joining us and taking the time to come here to share your knowledge for everybody in Oman to learn about journalism.
Thanks a lot. The pleasure's mine.
First and foremost, let me say one thing, Shaddad. I love reading your news reports on Muscat Daily, and I'm sure other readers as well love and enjoy reading your news reports and the things that you have on the journalism. It must feel very, very great.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that.
Alhamdulillah, al-haqqu yuqal, al-haqqu, truth be told, and that's a fact, Shaddad, and we respect very, very high. In fact, today it's our honor to have you here with us here on the public Oman Radio, the Public Authority of Oman Radio and TV. Now, tell us one thing. Tell us about your educational background and your experience in the field of journalism. Now, I know about you. I have read about your stories. I'm in love about your stories. Now, I'm sure in order for people to reach at that kind of caliber, they have gone through certain journey in their life. I would like to learn your journey on in the world of journalism.
Yeah, first of all, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yeah, I was born in a country called Rwanda.
MashaAllah, Rwanda, okay?
Yeah. Rwanda is in East Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after a few years, my father took me to Uganda for studies.
Okay.
So from there, from that age, I think I was 10.
Okay.
From 10 onwards, I was in Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah, basically I lived most of my life outside Oman.
Okay, how many years were you in Uganda?
Yeah, all my life, my educational life.
So all educational life,
yeah.
Until the age of 18 years old?
Until age of 25.
Now that's what I get it when you say the whole entire educational life. MashaAllah,
immediately
MashaAllah.
after I finished my education in Uganda, I came back to Oman.
MashaAllah, okay.
Yeah, immediately I joined the Oman Daily Observer.
Okay, MashaAllah. So before you worked for Muscat Daily, today as a chief reporter you are today, you are working for the Oman Observer.
For Oman Observer,
okay.
For almost 10 years, 9.5 years.
MashaAllah.
Then in between, I left Observer, I joined PR.
Okay.
Public relations.
Okay.
I wanted to understand and to know how the other side of journalism works.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was there for.
Okay.
But I couldn't. I mean, I missed journalism.
Okay.
So I decided to come back.
Okay.
And in between there, Muscat Daily launched.
Okay.
I was happy to join them as a launching.
Of the media and this.
Yeah, of course, I joined them after 6 months of
the operation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you join them?
Of course, because they advertised, Muscat Daily advertised itself as free media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to have that feeling of being free
in your writing and information that you're sharing.
Yeah.
Would you say, therefore, that Muscat Daily is the only newspaper or one of the newspapers that shares things freely?
No, I think Muscat Daily is the paper that launched this freedom.
Okay, they're the one who started came up with the concept of freedom. Yeah. In fact, to be honest, when I read the stories all the time, I find them to be unique and they got an Indian style.
Yeah.
And that's when I see the great team that you guys have, and that's when I've also learned about you, mashallah, which is I must say that kudos to the whole team that is there. Now, do you study about journalism?
I studied mass communication.
Mass communication.
Yeah.
When you were in Uganda?
Yeah.
Okay, what made you get into mass communication?
I think I just slipped into that field.
Okay.
Because I found I was so weak in chemistry, physics, and all these scientific.
Okay. So you felt you wanted to do
so
arts.
I felt maybe arts would be much
something that you'll do well.
Yeah.
Mashallah. That's
I
very
just
good.
wanted to get into life as quickly as possible.
Okay. Mashallah.
Because I was alone in that country, that part of the world.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to come back home and
serve
the nation.
The nation.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
And you are doing it. In fact, truth be told, you're one of the best Omani journalists. Because I'll tell you one thing. As far as I know, we learn as journalists. Is that right? I'm not into this industry, but at least I know about it, and I feel that's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, of course. There's a big shortage of Omani journalists.
There's a big shortage of Omani. What do you think needs to be done in order for us to create more Shaddad in the country?
Well, I think we need...
Send them to Uganda?
No. I think we need to set up a college here, specifically for English media.
Okay.
Yeah, we already have some private universities, like
okay.
Al Bayan College, but I think the government needs to do something about this.
Okay.
Specifically for just to develop the talent.
Yeah.
I know so many Omanis who are capable of doing this, but they just lack the basic skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
To do journalism.
Yeah.
In fact, before we started our program today, one of the people passed by and also was he had the interest, as you can notice, and
exactly.
it means we have Omanis who are interested to get into this area. And you agree?
Yeah,
There are a lot
of
Omanis
course.
who are
I know we have the talent, we have the capability, but the only problem is just the action, taking action, getting it to the field.
getting to the field.
Yeah.
But is it because of the Omanis, or is it because there is no infrastructure, or there's no
I
education?
think it's just because of the perception.
The
people
perception.
have in that media field. So journalism is a hard job to do. It's a superman's job.
Okay.
But in actual sense, it's not.
It's not a Superman.
Yeah.
But you know, I can tell you one thing, Shaddad. I mean, truth be told, I see you as Superman. You're a very humble man. Since the day I see you, since the writings that you do are Superman, mashallah, information you Superman. You are Superman, but you're humble, and it goes without saying, successful people are like that, mashallah. But anyway, going back again and to the topic of journalism, do you therefore think if there is a platform in Oman to educate and promote journalism, you'll find a lot of Omanis joining this area?
Of course.
You do believe in that?
Yeah, I believe that there are so many potential Omanis who would love to join this field.
Okay.
But the only problem is the courage, the morale.
The moral.
Yeah.
The morality there. Now, tell me one thing. So it means there is a great opportunity for Omanis to get into this area because there is a lack of it.
Obviously.
Very nice point,
Yeah,
ladies
we
and
have a
gentlemen.
very small percentage of Omanis working in
the area of journalism.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good fact, a very good information from, as I said, one of the best journalists here in Oman, Shaddad Al Musalmy, who has over 15 years experience working in the journalism, and today he is the chief reporter in Muscat Daily. So there is a great opportunity in this area. A platform is just what is lacking, and as how Shaddad has developed himself, I'm sure you could do as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick break and revert back to our interesting discussion today on journalism here at Oman Radio FM 90.4.
Our universe is filled with secrets and mysteries. Many questions to be answered. We find ourselves searching for those answers at the very fabric of science and society. And for the very first time, these worlds collide.
On my mark.
Here we go.
This is Knowledge Talk,
Topics that contribute knowledge to the society. News, interviews with guests.
the show that said it all, with your host, Tariq Al-Barwani, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Face it and talk it through on Knowledge Talk.
Check it out.
Every week here on the Nation Station, Radio, Sultan of Oman, 90.4 FM.
Exciting discussion we have today with the popular Omani English journalist Shaddad Al Musalmy on journalism, careers, and the future of this industry here in Oman. One of the very great points that Shaddad mentioned before the music break was there is a great opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, because there is a lackage of Omanis in this arena. What can you do about it? Ladies and gentlemen, the number to call in today is 24602058. I repeat, that's 24602058. Please call in if you have any question that you would like to ask that I have not asked, and this is your opportunity to speak to Shaddad himself. Shaddad, tell me one thing. Tell me journalism as an industry here in Oman. What's your thoughts about it as an industry?
Well, I think, journalism in Oman is it's a growing industry, and there is a great opportunity for growth. And of course, but there's some, we still have, it's challenging to do journalism in Oman, in fact. This is from my experience. It's very hard to get information from people, from authorities.
Yeah, but it's very exciting. Something that I personally wanted to learn to learn with all these newspapers in general. So we go in the morning, I wake up first thing and I buy myself a newspaper and I see a lot of news there. Now, you say those kind of information are very difficult to get.
Very difficult to get.
Okay.
Yeah, especially in dealing, I'm sorry to say, but dealing with the government
Sectors.
government sector institutions.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to extract information from them.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you need information very urgently. You call them,
Okay.
and then they tell you, "No, I cannot speak on the phone. Write here later."
Oh, okay. Okay.
So by the time you get the information, it will be after 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're in news business, and news business does not work in that way.
Okay.
After one day, after a few hours,
It becomes
it's no
old.
longer news.
Yeah.
So that's
Especially with the digital digital technology that is available, which I'm going to touch in today during our program.
Yeah.
How do you, however, feel the past today of journalism in Oman? How was it in the past and how is it today? Has it changed?
Oh, yeah, of course, there's a big change. Now we are able to write about different topics freely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Previously, it was not
Previously, I think we are topics which we are not allowed to
write
highlight.
about.
Yeah.
Okay, but now things are open.
Yeah. For example, we didn't write about thefts,
Okay.
about burglaries, about rape, murder.
Yeah.
But now
These are open.
these are open as
Okay.
long as we have the facts.
Okay. Awesome. Talking about facts. Now tell me, how does it work about facts? So you get an information from someone who tips you or someone that writes to you. How do you go about fact finding? How does this business work?
Yeah, fact finding, I mean, it's just calling the concerned officials.
Okay.
For example, we get a tip from, let's say, murder taking place somewhere in Rustak.
Okay.
So immediately I have to call someone in Rustak,
Okay.
just to get the basic information.
Okay.
After that, then I have to call the authorities. Could
Okay.
be
Like ROP or
like
whatever.
ROP, like
Okay.
whoever is concerned.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what if that information is incorrect? What happened to you?
Of course, ROP cannot give us wrong information.
Okay, so you need to get,
We need to get
approval from ROP.
Information from ROP, someone with the knowledge to
Okay.
confirm the news.
Yeah. And if you don't get that,
If you don't get that, then we consider that news.
is a rumor also.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're kind of reluctant to publish it.
To publish it unless you get
unless
something
we have
factual.
the real facts.
Okay, so do you have a team in general in the journalism or the media industry? They have a specific team that they need to check about this information that is published in the newspapers?
Yeah, of course, yeah. We're a team of like 10 reporters.
Okay.
So each one of us will work on that. Let's say something breaks out.
Okay.
We'll work on that and get some information.
Okay.
Yeah, whether it's from ROP, from authorities, ministries, whoever.
Okay.
So we combine all the information, then we put it in one piece and publish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about one thing. Journalism as a career. Is it something that people should be passionate about, or anyone can do it?
Journalism, I think it needs patience.
Okay.
Yeah, patience. Of
Okay.
course, when you are patient enough, you'll be a good journalist.
Okay. You need to be patient.
You
Okay.
need to be patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about working around the clock?
Yeah, of course.
Is it there?
Yeah,
Wow.
That's also there.
Okay, I thought it was only in IT.
No. That's
So
also
also
there. You have to
journalism.
be alert all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Like for example, in our paper, we work till midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys work until midnight.
Until
What is
midnight.
the cutoff time? I want to know.
Yeah, it's around midnight, but of course we can go. I mean, after midnight. It depends on the news, on the whatever.
On the
events that
information.
happen.
Okay. So you the cutoff it can go even after
It
midnight.
can go even after midnight.
Okay. It depends
Yeah,
on the news.
It depends on the news, on what we're waiting for.
Okay. What do you consider an outdated news?
Outdated news is
Something that has happened, for instance, after midnight immediately
Yes, this is something that has already appeared in the public.
in the public.
Yeah.
But now, this is something that I want to learn from you, Shaddad, is with the social media and the with all the various digital devices that is available, a news today that or an event that occurs can go to instantly to thousands or even millions of people in the matter of seconds, and that can be considered an old news the next day.
Yeah, of course. So this is the biggest challenge we're facing. We are competing with social media.
Okay.
Yeah, but the good thing with us is we are more trusted than social media.
Okay.
So whatever comes in the newspaper, official newspaper or whatever,
yeah, it's more
valid than what appears in social media.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Advantage we have.
I like that, and I respect that very, very well. So anything that appears on the traditional media, like the television, radio, or the newspapers, these are considered to be official and credited.
Exactly.
Compared to the social media or so on that can be.
Because in social media anyone can post anything. And
Yeah. So you don't find this to be threat?
In fact, no.
Not at all.
It's just an added
value.
Added
value, but it's not a threat.
It's not a threat as a direct threat.
Okay.
It's just maybe a competition between the two.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me one thing, Shaddad. What or how can you define a successful or a good journalist?
Successful or a good journalist, I think, is someone who looks at the information and transforms that information into a very soft and easy way of understanding the story. For example.
Story. Okay. I like that. Now, looking at both English and Arabic, I'm going to look at the journalist per se, whether it's English or Arabic. How can someone become a journalist? So, me, I want to become a journalist. In the English media or the Arabic media. I know the language. I speak Arabic. I speak English. I want to get into journalism. What is your advice to me in order for me to get into journalism?
Yeah, you have. The main thing, you just have to have a news sense.
Okay.
You have to have. You have to be alert all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to believe that there are rumors.
Okay.
Rumors will always be there.
True.
And so this field, I think, is countering the rumors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how can we tackle rumors?
Rumors, of course, it's very easy. Tackling the rumors is just by contacting the authorities concerned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So by contacting the authorities, then you can know whether this is
a rumor. You can know whether it's a rumor or it's a fake news or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you another interesting question. Maybe I watch too much movies. So you got some news agencies where they got people who tip them some kind of information.
Yeah.
They tip you information, but they say don't mention my name.
Yeah.
Unknown sources. Is this done in Oman?
This is very much done in Oman also.
Where people tip you information, but they don't want you to mention them.
We welcome these people, of course. We love them and we respect them.
And then, I like that. Now, what if this information backfires to you?
There's no one way of working.
Okay.
When we get information, we just don't publish it.
Okay.
We have to verify it. We have to make sure it's real news.
Okay.
And we publish it.
Okay.
So we just don't depend on tipping off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do respect them, and
of course.
Are you rewarding them in any way?
I don't think. No, we don't.
And probably you take them for you invite them or pay them or so. That I would have received a lot of people now saying, Shaddad, where are you? We got a lot of tips of information here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick break and revert after the music break for interesting discussion today with Shaddad.
The universe is filled with secrets and mysteries. Many questions to be answered. We find ourselves searching for those answers at the very fabric of science and society. And for the very first time, these worlds collide.
On my mark. Here we go.
This is Knowledge Talk.
Topics that contribute knowledge to the society. News, interviews with guests.
The show that said it all with your host, Tariq Al-Barwani, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Face it and talk it through on Knowledge Talk.
Check it out.
Every week here on the Nation Station Radio, Sultan of Oman. 90.4 FM.
Exciting discussion today with Shaddad on journalism in Oman, the future of journalism, and how can you become a successful journalist as well. Shaddad, tell me one thing. What are the challenges and risks of becoming a journalist?
Actually, I don't think there are risks of becoming a journalist.
What about publishing a story which upsets some kind of authority? I know you said that there is some fact finding and so on.
Yeah.
But what if a story goes out and creates a wild, there are some magazines.
Yeah, of course, there are some risks for the journalists who are not responsible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are. I like that.
So journalism is about being responsible. So
yeah.
not anything can be published.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, there's some responsibility in being a journalist. Once you are responsible, of course, you can be a successful journalist.
You can be a successful journalist.
So I don't think there's
any risks for people who are responsible.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are the different roles that is available in journalism? For example, you've got reporters, you've got editors, you've got journalists. Could you tell me briefly what are the different roles that is available from the person who comes in as a junior, what kind of a job he or she does, until where he or she can reach in the world of journalism? Yeah,
of course, there are so many kinds of journalists. We have newspaper journalists, we have TV journalists, radio journalists.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll speak on
the newspaper role.
Newspaper
journalist.
Newspaper.
Journalism in newspaper. Okay.
Yeah. In newspaper we have reporters.
Okay.
Who are I can say the pillars of newspaper.
The soldiers.
The soldiers of the forefront of of the newspaper.
And there normally there are many, right? There are many. They're the majority.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends. Okay. Yeah. Like in our paper we have 10 reporters.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 10 reporters.
Okay.
I look after their work.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they come in, they file the stories.
Okay.
They write the stories.
Okay.
Or they attend the events.
And do you or the company select what kind of stories they should do? Or do they select that the reporters, they select their own stories?
No, it works in
both ways.
Both ways.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I have a story idea, I just give it to them.
Okay.
Then they work on it and
they come back to you and tell you this is the story. Okay.
Yeah. Or sometimes they have their own ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's it depends on the story.
Okay.
Sometimes stories are sensitive stories.
Okay.
Sometimes irresponsible stories.
Okay.
So to say.
Okay.
Yeah, but it depends on. So our job is just to. I monitor all kind of stories.
Okay.
Then my job is to present what we produce and give it to the editors.
Okay.
Our editors.
Okay.
The editors are responsible to come up with the newspaper full package.
Okay, for the full package of the newspaper and having them published.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say that the editor is the single point of probably risk in terms of any news that goes wrong?
Exactly.
But not the reporter.
Not. Of course, the reporter in some way. It could be. Depends on what kind of story.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the editors are the ones who sort of hit the buttons of go in or don't go for stories.
Yeah.
Now.
They're the final decision maker.
The final decision maker of the stories.
Yeah.
Typical day of a journalist or a reporter. Tell me about it.
Actually, journalism a newspaper is like a pregnant woman.
Okay.
Pregnant woman is always pregnant for 9 months.
Okay.
She's pregnant.
Yeah.
Then at the end of 9 months, she gives birth. She's so happy.
Yes.
So in newspapers, we are pregnant every day.
Wow!
Since morning till midnight, we are pregnant. The next day, we give birth to a newspaper.
Yeah.
We feel so happy.
When your news appears?
When the news appears. When the full newspaper appears.
Okay.
So in the morning, we are so happy. We look at the paper. This is our production.
Every day?
Every day.
Mamma mia.
So immediately after that, we start again the pregnancy period.
Okay.
Till midnight.
Okay.
And then next morning, we are happy. Our babies.
Is born, mashallah.
Yeah.
And I like the way you explained it, by the way. Now I want to know one thing. Now, does it mean every reporter comes with a story and then they share it with you and then you share it to the editor? Does the reporter knows that his or her story will be published or not before the second day, or they have to wait?
No, it's not their job to.
They'll just have to wait and see when it's published.
They just have to wait and see what
and celebrate once it's out or not.
Once it's out.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a teamwork.
It's exciting.
Once the paper is out, we have a good story today.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you always read Muscat Daily.
Yes,
so it's
yes.
a good paper. So it depends on the stories we publish.
You publish which are the stories to come today or not?
Yeah, it depends on the urgency of the stories.
Okay.
On the,
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's very exciting. Now, something else that I want to. So I'm very pleased to have known the different roles that is available in as a journalist in the news industry, a newspaper industry. I want to know now, in terms of the placements of the news, how do you select this news? Is a good news, bad news, front page news, doesn't appear news?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we look at the importance of the news first.
Okay.
Yeah, the most important news goes on front page, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Then the second important news comes on
second pages and so on.
Second page, so on and so forth.
Okay, so that's how you put it. Now, do the reporters who file these news get certain incentives if their news appear on the front page? Or
no, it doesn't work.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah. In
any
journalism,
publish it's the same thing.
All we are supposed to work as a team.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. But the good thing is that they feel proud. Oh, so my news made it to front. But they don't know, right?
They don't know.
Would you say that there are some journalists that are too good that when they publish, they feel my story will just go on the front page? Are they? Have you ever met in your life, for example, whether in Oman or Uganda or whatever, that you know a journalist that he or she, when comes in, and I'm talking up reporters, that they publish a story and they know this story doesn't go second, third, it just go front page? Or you think, this doesn't
doesn't
happen?
work that way.
Oh, okay, good. I'm very pleased with that, because I would say that these are supermen, maybe.
Yeah. That decision depends on the editors.
On the editors.
On the editors, the final decision makers.
Okay.
You may write
fantastic news.
A fantastic news, or you feel it's a good news, but you find it somewhere inside. Or you may write something you feel it's not big news, but next day you find it on front page.
You say, whoa, my news made it there. Now tell me one thing, how can someone become an editor then?
Of course, there are steps. You start from
as a reporter, and then you
editor, then
yes. Yeah, so you go through all that level in order for you to become an editor. But no one can just become an editor without going through a reporter.
Of course, no.
Okay, that's a very, very...
you have to know all the basics of the...
Okay, now that's a very, very interesting to know, Shaddad. We're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen, and revert with an interesting discussion on journalism.
You're listening to Radio Sultanate of Oman on your favorite radio station, 90.4 FM.
Is filled with secrets and mysteries.
What?
Many questions to be answered. We find ourselves searching for those answers at the very fabric of science and society. And for the very first time, these worlds collide.
On my mark. Here we go.
This is Solid Talk.
Topics that contribute knowledge to the society. News, interviews with guests.
The show that said it all with your host, Tariq Al-Barwani, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Face it and talk it through on Knowledge Talk.
Check it out.
Every week here on the Nation Station, Radio Sultanate of Oman, 90.4 FM.
Welcome back to Knowledge Talks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tariq Al-Barwani, along with our studio engineer, DJ Al-Shabibi, with you here live today on Oman Radio FM 90.4. Exciting discussion on journalism today with Mr. Shaddad Al Musalmy, the chief reporter of Muscat Daily, who has been in this industry for 15 years, mashallah. Before the music break, we've learned a lot. I personally have learned a lot from this humble, great man, mashallah, who shares about his passion, about the journalism industry in general here in Oman, about the careers, and how can you also become a journalist. Shaddad, tell me one thing. What can you say about citizen journalism?
Of course, citizen journalism is very important. It's very interactive. We need this. We need more people to be citizen journalists, so that we can interact, directly with the citizens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find it to be, however, a threat for your business or your industry?
Of course, it cannot be a threat, because we have to work hand in hand. We have to work together. Whatever they write, of course, they need us to
to validate and
and to
also
publish.
it.
Yeah.
What about people who are, for example, creating their own networks like WhatsApp networks or Instagram or whatever networks that is available outside, and they're using that kind of networks and channels to communicate with people with news that they publish?
As I said before, I mean,
it's not actual anything.
This is not. I mean, they are not trusted.
They're not official.
Yeah, they're not official. They're not trusted by people. So it's it's a very, I mean.
This is what you feel it is. I respect that fully. But now let me tell you, or let me just out of sake of debate. Now you've got some media that are online. Yeah. So a company comes, open up a news agency, and it's fully online, no print. What do you say about that?
Of course, it's many newspapers are doing that.
Are doing that right now?
Yeah, like Muscat Daily also have online edition. We have. Our own application.
Okay. Yes. I've seen them. That they're very, very good.
Yeah.
Now, them to your traditional, like the print version.
Actually, there's no comparison because we work hand in hand.
Okay.
We have to work hand in hand. Have to work together.
So, is anything that is published on the print is also published on the media or no?
Actually, we have more details on online than in the print.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Now, how do you make money then?
Of course, this is another question. This, marketing guys have to work hard on this.
Okay.
That is challenging, but.
Yeah, because what I feel from that is that you are losing the readership share when you have that online, because people will be reading online and they will not be buying your newspapers.
But I don't think so. I think traditional newspapers are still.
People still use them.
Yes, people still use them.
I'll tell you personally, by the way, myself, I like to read I am a technologist. I've got my tablets, I've got my phones, I've got my computers, but till today I can't read my books over those digital screens. Subhanallah, I always love to buy the books. So I buy from Amazon the books. I feel good to touch the material. So I am with you. I don't know what others think about it, but I am very much with you, Mr. Shaddad. I feel old is gold.
All this gold, all this.
Now, another question is, so someone says, you know what, Shaddad and Tariq, I am a journalist and I have a skill set and I want to write to the newspapers. Is it possible today, Shaddad?
Of course it's possible. Anyone who has the passion, has the knowledge, has the guts to do so, is more than welcome to contact us, and
you
we'll
can look for, you can speak to them and say,
yes.
And are you paying them money? For example, they come up with a very good stories and they send it to you.
Yeah, of course. This has to be worked on between
yourselves and the people who would like to do it.
Exactly.
And is there what do you call a part-time or for example, they say I work somewhere. This XYZ Ali or Tariq works in some company and he has the skills of writing news. He loves journalism and he wants to share with you. Do you to share some stories, things that are happening in Oman and events and so on. But he wants to do it in a part-time basis. You welcome that?
Yeah, of course. There's a possibility of doing that, depending on his full-time job.
Okay.
If they have no objection to do it.
And you would accept that?
Of course.
Very good. Yeah. What kind of skills would you look for? So now that's good. We've established to understand that you do accept that.
Yeah.
And you welcome that. What kind of skills, the minimum skills that you are looking for?
Of course, writing skills is the most important thing.
Okay.
And then the ideas, story ideas. Not any idea is a good idea, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the ideas, the story ideas, the writing skills, and.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are all things that are required.
Yeah.
Is there basic education required in apart from the language? For example, in English media will be English, Arabic will be Arabic. But is there kind of a training that is available for people to take or go in order to become journalists?
Yeah, of course. There are so many short courses.
Okay.
Journalism courses, short story writing. Journalism courses.
Okay.
If you don't want to go into a full program, 4 years, 5 years.
Okay.
There's so many short courses,
okay,
which are available online, which are available
In certain institutes, people can attend in order to become a journalist. I want to know one thing, by the way, Shaddad. How do you now with the internet, meaning when you are connected to the internet, you're connected to the world. There is no geographic boundaries, and you've got these big giants have their own websites and news medias who publish news as well. Is that a threat for the local news agencies and players?
No, that's not a threat. It works both ways.
Okay.
We depend on them, and they should depend on us because they're in America and we're in Oman.
Yeah.
They need something
local.
Something
content.
local, of course.
Yeah.
They have to go into our website and
in order to extract this kind of information.
And we go also into their websites.
Yeah. So it's you work together.
Yeah,
so there's no competition, but really you guys
it's
work.
It's a give and take.
Give and take. I respect that a lot, Shaddad. Shaddad, tell me one thing. Now I want to know about you personally. Who is your role model?
My role model is a former chief reporter.
Okay.
He works in Observer.
Okay.
Conrad Prabhu. His name is Conrad Prabhu.
Conrad, the great Conrad. Oh, mashallah.
He's the one, who encouraged me to be a good journalist.
Okay, mashallah.
He was my supervisor from the beginning.
Okay.
I remember my first job. I worked with him, and the first day, I wrote a story, and it was on front page. It's about positive thinking.
Okay, mashallah, mashallah.
So positive thinking, it was, I always think positive. That's why I'm...
Mashallah.
Yeah.
And not only you think positive, you are positive. I just came, by the way, tired right now, to work for the program, which I love doing. When I saw you, you already give me a positive. You feel the positivity around you, mashallah. May Allah always bless you, inshallah.
Inshallah.
What is next for Shaddad? You have been in Rwanda, you have studied in Rwanda, you had a passion of journalism, you came in Oman, you worked in Observer, mashallah, you did your great stint over there, you joined Muscat Daily, and you are a chief reporter, mashallah. What is next for you?
I'm actually working on another project, my book about my life.
Mashallah, mashallah.
This is about not only my life, but Oman, the life of Omanis.
Okay.
Before and after.
Okay.
This talks about my great-grandfathers who lived in Oman. They traveled to East Africa, some traveled to India, Pakistan,
mashallah,
to America.
Okay,
so I'm trying to put all that into a book.
Okay.
Mixed with love stories.
Okay, mashallah.
With my life, genocide, the war.
Okay, mashallah, mashallah.
Basically, it's like the power of life.
Okay, mashallah.
So it will speak about Oman in general, about how Oman is were before and how Omanis are.
Okay. Mashallah, that's very, very exciting.
I'm already halfway.
Halfway, mashallah. When are you expecting to...
It depends on the time, as you said. I mean, it's very difficult to do two things at once.
But so it will happen halfway. There's only halfway remaining. So
it depends. I do it on my leaves, my annual leaves.
And inshallah,
it will happen soon.
Inshallah, I wish you all the very best. Don't please forget to give me a copy.
Thank you.
We can even come up and have another session where we talk about it. Please don't forget me. We're good friends, right?
Inshallah.
Anything you wish to share to our audience before the end of the program today?
No, I just want to tell our youth to come and join journalism. This is a good field. It's not a superman's job. Anyone can do it. It just needs patience. It just needs ideas, just basic writing skills, and we'll take it forward from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Shaddad is a Superman, you can become a Superman as well. Shaddad, thank you very, very much for joining us today on Oman Radio FM 90.4 to share about your success and also about journalism as an industry, your advices, and inshallah tomorrow we will see a lot of journalists growing up in Oman under great leadership from people like yourselves. And I take this opportunity to wish you and your family and also the all great team behind it, Muscat Daily, the very best and success at all times, inshallah.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our program for this week. I hope you all had an intriguing time with us. Let us catch up again next week on Tuesday, same time, 5 p.m. for a knowledge session. I'm Tariq Al Barwani, along with our studio engineer DJ Ash-Shabibi, wishing you all a happy and a pleasant week. Ma'a salama.